we just found out who the real Agent Argylle is.
Hello, I'm Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome back to another Hard Review, and I am here to talk about the formerly mentioned Argylle. This is the new Matthew Vaughn movie, the Kingsman guy, the kick-ass guy, the X-Men First Class guy, the Stardust guy. And I thought it was really, really bad. I was kind of excited about this movie because it's an original movie, so I wanted to be supportive of it. It's a director that I care about a lot, and I actually thought that this was going to be really good because Matthew Vaughn did Kingsman, the Secret Service, right? That first movie. Great, huge hit, big risk. We didn't know if it was going to pan out. It did. It's great. Okay, give us more. Let's franchise it. Let's make a franchise out of it. So then he makes Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle, which kind of stinks, followed by The King's Man, which is a prequel with Ralph Fiennes, where we're in like World War II, I guess. Now, one of those two movies was the you do one for us kind of a thing. You know, like how a studio's like, okay, give us one and we'll give you one. The only reason he like franchised out Kingsman is so that he could have carte blanche to do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? He can go out and make an original movie with a big cast, a bunch of money, big special effects thing, and he gets creative control. And if that's the case, then I'm already not a big fan of Bryce Dallas Howard. I used to really love her back when she was working with real filmmakers like M. Night Shyamalan and The Village and The Lady in the Water. I think she's really talented at being Ron Howard's daughter. I really am supportive though of her going into directing. Like, go, please direct. I really like when actors direct because it's like you had to really want to do that shit to actually go out and do it, huh? But yeah, no one's watching the Jurassic World sequels because they're like, oh, the new Bryce Dallas Howard movie. Like, she's not anything. Sam Rockwell is in this movie as well. He has an Oscar. While Bryce Dallas Howard is this novelist who writes books about spies, this Agent Argylle that she looks up to so much. One day she is on a train. Sam Rockwell's character shows up and is like, I'm a spy, people are coming to get you, but I got you, dog. And she has a cat. She's a fucking cat. I hated this cat. It was CGI and gross like 90% of the time, and it was also like silly humor. Kind of brings me to my main point. Who is this movie for? Because it's for old guys that love these like spy novels, these cheesy old James Bond movies, right? Because we're playing off the tropes of that. Like similarly to how Knives Out, that's Rian Johnson's love letter to murder mystery novels. This is Matthew Vaughn's love letter to old James Bond movies and spy novels, right? We're playing with the tropes, we're modernizing it while also commentating on it. But whereas Knives Out did that flawlessly, this just felt so tired. There's obviously a bunch of twists in this movie and none of them landed for me whatsoever. But I don't only think that this movie is for old dudes who love old spy novels. It's also, I'm putting myself in Matthew Vaughn's head, like the studio's head, like, okay, so we already have that demographic, the old dude demographic who will go watch any shitty Liam Neeson action movie that we put out in theaters. So now let's get the female demographic, specifically the younger female demographic with Bryce Dallas Howard's character. She's this shy, I'm just a little novelist. I couldn't hurt a fly. I don't even know, is a fist like this or this? Complete with all the cat jokes and Taylor Swift aesthetic. And then you got the huge ensemble cast. You know, you got the guys that are thirsty over Dua Lipa. You got the young women that are thirsty over Henry Cavill. Remember Heisenberg? Yeah, he's the villain here too, baby. It just feels like such a big waste for this entire cast, especially people like Dua Lipa, who was just there. I mean, I know she's not an actress or anything, she's more of an artist. All of her scenes are in the trailer and they're in the very beginning of the movie. You know, and that's another thing. I work at a theater, so I'm seeing this trailer all the time, over and over and over again. So I am so sick and tired of this movie. Just the fact that I didn't really like it makes it that much more worse. The whole mystery of the movie that we're trying to solve, I'm going to be alluding to it here to not spoil it. It got to the point where I just didn't care. You know, I just didn't care what was true, what wasn't. I'm not really connected with the plot that's going on, and I'm not really connected with any of these characters, so I don't really care what the truth is. One thing I noticed during the movie is that they said that their couple song was Now and Then, the new Beatles song, which is Paul McCartney and Ringo, who are the only ones alive. They took footage or recordings of a song that John wrote with the new technology that Peter Jackson used to help make the Get Back documentary. He used that to help them make this song. So now there's a new song, Now and Then, and it just came out. It was only like 3-4 months ago. And in the movie, they're saying, oh, that's our song. Like, that was our couple song. And it plays a few times throughout the movie. It plays like that's the theme on the music box that is used in the movie. There's a music box in the movie. It caught me off guard the first time that they played it, just because it is such a unique song. And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, well, this must take place in the future because that song just came out in 2023, like late 2023. So there's no way that this movie takes place in the present. It's got to take place years in the future, because they even say like years pass in the events of the movie. Like, they said that that was like their song 5 years ago. But Samuel L. Jackson's character is watching a basketball game for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I distinctly noticed that Russell Westbrook with his white shooting guards was in the game for the Lakers along with LeBron. Now, either this is the future and Russ somehow goes back to the Lakers, which, by the way, really should never happen. I mean, hey, Dwight Howard came back. But then I'm like, aha, this movie is wrong. I mean, unless he's watching highlights from an old Russell Westbrook game, which, like, why would you ever want to do that? These Laker teams with Russell Westbrook were pitiful, to say the least. So I'm like, they got the timeline wrong, because that song didn't come out until then, and this game didn't blah, 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 and whatever. So does that mean that the movie is bad for that reason? Because they messed up the timeline? Oh, big plot hole, it's bad. No, that is a symptom that I wasn't engaged with the story or the characters. Therefore, I'm sitting there and nitpicking little details about the movie, about the little plot in the movie or characters, and all these little tiny things that don't actually matter at all. But they do, because I'm not invested in what's going on. I think that the two leads had terrible chemistry together. It was Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell, which is really disappointing because I do hold these actors to such high standards, except for Bryce Dallas Howard, who sucks. There is a mid-credit scene in the movie that I thought was really lame and bad and pathetic for Matthew Vaughn to do, and I hope that nothing happens with that. I would not want to see another Argylle movie. That's right, baby. I'm giving this a 2 out of 5 because I thought it was really bad. I was close to like a 3, but then there's like this action sequence at the end with like tar, like black tar, that I was like, yeah, I don't really like any of this. None of this is for me. Actually, there's another sequence, like kind of like a dance fighting sequence, that I was like, oh, didn't Matthew Vaughn just get tapped to direct the next Damien Chazelle musical? Oh, I'm sad now. Yeah, 2 out of 5, bad movie. I think the casuals might eat this up. My theater was like enjoying it. Like, there was some claps during the movie and a lot of laughter. I just thought that the jokes in this were really poor. I thought the writing was nonsensical. I didn't care for any of the satire for the genre. None of the twists worked for me whatsoever. Nothing worked. I've seen all the action sequences before in the trailer and they didn't impress me then. They don't really impress me now. Oh, how Matthew Vaughn has fallen. And to think he was going to direct a Star Wars movie at some point. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and why don't you guys tell me what your favorite Matthew Vaughn movie is? Mine probably wouldn't be that first Kingsman, definitely not the second two. I really like First Class. I haven't seen Stardust. Do love Kick-Ass though. For originality's sake, I think I would go Kick-Ass over Kingsman or First Class. I'm sure I'm missing other movies here, but these are the ones that come to mind.